Hey, Michael here, and this is Rimworld we're looking at today. It's just came out with a new update just today, actually. I didn't know that when I was going to play it, but it kind of worked out that way. And if you haven't played it before, it's kind of like a dwarf fortressy kind of game, like uh, randomly generated stuff. You've got sort of a population to look after, stuff to build, and but unlike Dwarf Fortress, it looks like a game. I mean, I love Dwarf Fortress, but it's hard to recommend to people because they look at it and they're like, this looks like a line of code or something, not a game. Okay, fine. Try Rimworld, and it's also in space. It's a big plus. And like Rimworld, you have to create a world here. It's faster than Dwarf Fortress, but it's still not super fast. So I have one already set up, and it's got this Left 4 Dead style storyteller thing where depending on which one you choose, it changes how the game plays out. You just got normal, you got like this slower one, and then you got just completely random. I'm just gonna go normal, rough, next, and yeah, that's the world I had set up. And yeah, so I've looked around here a little bit before in just a little test, and so I know we've got some of the neighbors here, like my favorite, Terrorism Party. Just a wonderful name. I don't know how a random generator can come up with stuff like that. And the Rifle Frogs, another pretty good. No Terrorism Party, and then you get the Red River people down here, but right about here, yeah. So I'm looking for here, if you don't know, you've got sort of different biomes here. You've got, and you can see here, you got ice sheet up here, tundra, boreal forest, temperate forest, desert, then down here, extreme desert, and I think there's swamp, tropical rainforest. It's actually kind of an interesting world. Usually there's a lot more tropical rainforest. But I haven't played in a while, other than this test just recently. And they came out with some new features, so I kind of want to just keep it pretty standard. So I'm going to go temperate forest, I'm going to go in the mountains, I'm going to do year-round, which just makes it, it makes it a little easier. It makes it simpler, for one. So that's where I'm going to go. And when you start, it gives you 3 randomly generated colonists. And these ones actually look all well, and they start out with random skills, random backstories that change the skills, random health, which I think is new, but now you can get guys like this with scars. If you go through here, bite scar, Alzheimer's, you see that gunshot, you can just start it. It's already been shot. And relations I know is new. You can have it to where if I click random for long enough. Yeah, I went right past it. Oh, I did it again. Oh, come on. Oh, okay, well, you're going to have to take my word for it here because, oh, man, there it is. Brother, see that? You get actually like family members now, and I guess it increases their opinion of them. It's kind of interesting. Apparently there's a lot more relationship sort of stuff, and they also added some other things I don't remember, like it was like infestations or something, which sounds cool. But so right now I'm looking for just someone with good all around, something that looks interesting here. Basically, you've got the skills, you get the number, how good they are, and then you've got passion. If they've got like a little passion, they learn it normal, so that learns 1 time. This learns 0.3 times, and if you get a big passion, it learns 1.5. So that's something you want. And then, yeah, depending on the backstory and stuff, it changes stuff like that, and it also makes them incapable of some things. Like this guy, Hannibal Mahoney, interesting name, is incapable of social, which means he can't negotiate, convince. I think he also can't warden. If you get prisoners, that's one way you can get more colonists, is you can like kidnap people basically, and then the warden will try and convince them to join your colony. He can't do that. Hannibal can't. And he can't firefight, which is important because in the short amount of time I played this game before, there have been a lot of fires, and maybe that's just me, but it comes up. So I don't think I ever want more than one person who can't fight a fire, because it can get bad. But medicine's good. He's good fighter, and other than that, he's just kind of all around. He's got a bite scar, which isn't too bad. Firefighting though, see, I don't know if I want him, because I know there are certain fights you can get, because this guy looks like he's going to be he'd be sort of our combat guy. But I know there are some things that you can fight that sort of start fires. And so I don't know if I want my combat guy to not be able to fight fires. I don't think he'd run away from them. Although maybe. He was left with a lifelong fear of fire. Well, that makes it sound like he would. So let's just... Okay, this is a lot better. Because this guy is just... This is just a great doctor. And he's got a lot of other stuff he can do when he's not doing doctoring. But he's a good doctor. He's got melee skill if he needs it. Yeah, he was a medical... So yeah, you get these backstories that are kind of interesting. Jake was born during a catastrophic war in which both sides used napalm extensively. He grew up helping his parents in an infirmary, treating the cascades of horrific burns from the battlefields. He was left with a lifelong fear of fire. Sure, and then in adulthood, he was a paramedic, and, oh, and that's why he's so bad at shooting. Well, that's fine. We'll have someone else do that. Psychically dull, which is good and bad. It's more predictable. There are things that can happen, where, like, psychic waves can be sent out that makes your guys, like, restless, or it can make them happy. So, you know, he won't be able to benefit from the happy stuff as much, but he also won't be affected by the not happy stuff as much. And jealous, it's degrading to have a less impressive bedroom than someone else. It's a mood okay, well, we'll just have to keep that in mind. Jackson Jake DeVos. Something. Oh, and yeah, this is kind of just a little interesting thing they put in here. He's age 31, but then you get this number next to it. 451. That's how old he would be. Like, he was born 451 years ago, but then he was put into cryosleep for, 420 years. It's a little interesting thing, you know. Then we've got a Luddite. Oh, that's it. 15 Luddite with 3 different big passions. That's oh, but they can't do dumb labor. Sorry, there's no way. And see, this is the stuff I was talking about. This would be the father of Jake if we keep this guy. He can't do plant work, cleaning. No, I don't. Construction's nice, but I don't really want a guy who can do construction and not growing. That's sort of the dumb labor stuff. Right here, I want one guy who's good at all that. Oh, man. Oh. See, this is what you get. It tries to give you a balance. So, you know, you see this, and it's like they're good at everything. They've got passions and everything, but they're 72. You know, and they can't actually do dumb labor, so some of these don't really apply, and they're frail. So, fast walker, though, kind of evens it out a little bit, but we'll see what we can get here. Construction, cooking, growing, mining. No. Ooh. Oh, cataracts. See? Stab scar. I don't think the scar actually... I guess it does have damage. No dumb labor. Man, come on. Shooting? Well... This could be our ugly and lazy... Oh, global works? No. That's terrible. Come on, just some mining and growing. Oh, here we go. No dumb labor. I'm pretty sure that these count as dumb labor. Yeah, this sometimes can take a second trying to get something that'll work, you know, something feasible. This one seems nice. He's really good at shooting. He's good at cooking. He at least can do these things. He's psychically deaf. Okay, so where this guy is not so affected, this guy isn't affected at all, which it can be good. He's a careful shooter. That goes good with the shooting. So this is a good guy. This guy has got some all-around good stuff. He can cook, he can be the warden, and he can shoot. Perfect. Apocalypse survivor. That's cool. So now we're kind of looking for... really, research, I guess, is the big one. We'd like to have someone who's actually good at that. The rest of the stuff will just go up eventually. Research 4. Do I have any... He's incapable of firefighting. And I learned... I'm pretty sure scary also means they're incapable of firefighting, just because firefighting is scary. Like, I didn't realize that before, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. So, I'd like to not have that. Oh, that guy's like even better than this guy. Growing, mining, construction, cooking, animals, shooting. Well, I've bloodlust. Oh, social fight. Well, we'll see how that... Okay, no, don't want that. Don't want a bloodlust guy who can't... I can't do skill. Ooh, this guy is... They keep getting you with that. Ever since they added this health thing, it's like, oh, this guy looks great. Oh, but he's, 100. Come on, just... Okay, incapable of none. He has an old gunshot, but he's got good research, he's got good crafting, he can do other stuff. He's the father of Jake, that's good. Or no, mother, Yuzuki DeVos. Neurotic, work speed faster, mental break also faster. So plus and minus, but work speed is really good. And she goes faster, and heat tolerant, that won't come up. But these two, that's a really good combination there. And having that research, okay, I think this is what we want. We got Jake, Wilson, and Yuzuki. 2 guys and a mother. This would be interesting. Okay. Oh, and she was shot. This would be good. This would be good. Can't spend too long on these. It ends up taking the whole episode, But, so we're getting into it here. And I think it gives us a little bit of a story, how we got here. Any second now. Yep. The 3 of you awake in your crypto-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown Rimworld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Yeah, so the game starts, and come in your landing pods out of there, and we can get a quick little look. Just going to pause here at our guys. Wilson has no clothes on. He wasn't a nudist or something, was he? No. He just doesn't have clothes. Unless he's got like no, he just doesn't have clothes. Okay. Wilson, it's interesting. We got Jake here, kind of interesting looking, and Yuzuki. Okay. I do like it could have just been an accident, but I do like some games have it where the mother and daughter or like mother and son look like very different. I kind of like that they look similar here. But okay. So I'm going to start by claiming some of this stuff. Basically, you just click on it, press F, and you can double click to select more of it. So I'm just going to claim these. Actually, I don't even need to claim these. Who's the best at shooting? It's going to be a while before I remember these. Wilson. And she's the next best. Okay, so you take the knife, you take the pistol, and Wilson gets the rifle. Okay, and then we want all of those. What the heck? We want all those, we want those, we want this wood, and we want all this iron here. Ooh, this is nice. Okay. I'll look around, but so I'm looking for a place to set up at the beginning and kind of get an idea of what's around us. And we've got stuff like deer down here. I think there was something over there. A hare. These are some ship parts, and you can see there's some steel in the wall here we can mine out later. This is a geothermal. It lets you get geothermal power, which is really good. So it's nice to know where those are, and maybe build next to them. There's some food over here. I want to get that at some point. And that's about most of the major landmarks, it seems like. And these are the things to look for, because you need to, you need to get some sort of shelter, and it's really nice when you just have them set up like this. And, oh, there's a geothermal here. There's some boar we could hunt. This is easily blocked off. I think this is the perfect spot. Just set up right in here. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to architect. I'm going to do structures, or no. Furniture. Sorry, it's been a while since I played this, like I said. And I'm just going to set up some sleeping spots so that, at least they'll be there if they need them. And then I'm going to set up, under architect again, stockpile. Just right over here. Make a big stockpile. And then I also want a growing area, probably next to the stockpile. And yeah, you want to get the growing area started as soon as possible because people need to eat, Yep, we'll want that. And I guess I can unpause at this point. And they'll go about, equipping themselves, grabbing this stuff. It is kind of a problem that Wilson is naked. Oh, he's sick, too. Well, no wonder. He's got extremely low expectations, though. That's always good. Of course he does. He crash-landed while he's in the shower, I guess. You can't have very high expectations after something like that. Pretty low standards at that point. Okay. And sort of how the work works, it's interesting. You can sort of check different things that you want your people to do, and the further to the left it is, the higher priority it is. So if you have firefighting on, that'll always be the first thing that they do. Or you can set manual, and you basically want to set manual because you want to be able to say, say you always wanted someone to research. You just put that on 1, and then they'll do that first. Because it goes like, say I put a 1 here and a 1 here. It goes along until it finds the highest number. So it's like, are there any 1s? Yes, there's 1 here. Can I do that? If no, then you go down to here. And then you're out of 1, so then it goes to 2s, and then it goes to 3s. It's pretty, it makes sense. Patience, I probably do want at 1, and same with firefight, because that's pretty important. Doctor, I want at 1. Bed rest, don't worry about that as much. Flick, that's flicking switches. I'm gonna put that up to 2. That can be pretty important. Well, I actually haven't come into any situation where it's important, but I know in Dwarf Fortress that's really important, and there's a lot of similarities with this game. Wardening I want up. Cooking, I guess she has more skill, but he has better passion. I'll keep her doing it. The mother. Yeah, turn on handling, cooking. He can do hunting, constructing, growing, smithing. This looks good. So, research I probably want higher, but then we run into a problem with her not doing this other stuff. Mining we want higher. Okay. That should be fine for now. And I forget what these other tabs do. Restrict. It's just sort of like their workday. 6 to 9. Sure. That's about my schedule, actually. I'm an early riser. I go to sleep early, get up early. Oh, you can manage outfits. Well, does that mean I can tell Wilson to put some clothes on? I suppose we'd have to have clothes. Okay, so that's interesting that that's there. Animals. Breer Warg. Do we have a pet? We do. We have a pet warg. Heavily muscled wolf-like creatures. Scientists say wargs are the descendants of weaponized military animals created for population suppression. The superstitious see them as the tools of an angry god. They will only eat meat or corpses. Why the heck would you keep something like that as a pet? Well, I take that back. You should keep it as a pet because that's pretty fucking cool. Factions. The Politician's Rest Stop is our main good faction there. That's interesting. Red River people, a tribe. Barolosa, another tribe. Rifle Frogs, a pirate band. And Terrorism Party, a rifle band. A pirate band. Yeah. Terrorism Party. That's actually a good... Speaking of band, it's not a bad name for a band, you know? And, yeah, we got the world map here. I don't think we'll ever need that. History. Got the wealth here. If I remember correctly, I'll probably be saying this a lot. It works like Dwarf Fortress. I think, like, the more wealth you have, the more people want to attack you. And that's one reason why I'm not going to pick up this silver here yet. Use it to buy and sell things, but once we pick up that silver, it'll be added to our wealth. If I'm getting this right. And then once we do that, more people will be likely to attack us. So I'm going to avoid it for now. Statistics. You get some little statistics here, yeah. Oh, and you get the wealth? That seems pretty high for the beginning, but okay. Research, unless... Right, we gotta build a research bench, so... I can't tell if there's anything new off the top. Multi-barrel seems new. So does that. Oh, maybe not. Anyway. Oh, right, and there's this stuff. Categorize mode. No. Home area expansion. Stats. No. Beauty. Oh, that's useful. The people, again, like Dwarf Fortress, they care about their surroundings. The worse it looks, the more unhappy they get about it. So apparently these rocks are just disgusting. And so if we wanted to make them sort of happier, we'd get rid of those. They like these flowers, though. That's kind of interesting. They like the trees. This is nice enough. We're really lucky this was here. You know, this is a really nice setup. But I don't need that. Visibility of zones. Keep it on. And animal names. Yeah, I'll keep that because I need to keep track of Briar. He kind of blends in with these boars sometimes. Is everyone doing something? Is there like a... Oh, okay, so that's how you can switch between guys. That's interesting. He's doing nothing. Wilson. So what does Wilson do? Wilson... Oh, he does a lot of stuff. The problem is we're not doing much right now. Right, okay. So one thing I'm going to do is I kind of like this sort of cavern up here. I think I'm going to turn these into like more rooms. So I'm going to get him started on that. Going to dig that out. Dig that out. And dig that out. And then we'll add some doors and stuff there, and that'll be nice. There's some other stuff we need. We need some sort of food source. We got the potatoes here, but most of the food... Oh, well, is it potatoes? Yes, potatoes. I think you can change that if we hadn't planted it yet. But most of the food you can't eat just by itself. Or if you can, it's not as good as turning it into something else. I think potatoes you can eat by itself, basically. But I'm not sure. But, so, what you want to do is you want to build either a nutrient paste dispenser or an electric stove. Nutrient paste is easier because you just put it in there and it makes food. But I guess it tastes like shit and the people get mad about it. So, electric stove is probably what I'm going to do. And the thing is, you kind of, both are powered by electricity. So it's not like you're really... Like, lately, the last couple times I played, I've just stopped doing nutrient paste dispenser. But first, you can kind of see it's still, like, raining in here. And I think that's because we need to add a door for it to actually be, like, roofed off. So I'm going to do that. Because I don't want to put an electric stove out in the rain. Like I said, fires are very, very common in this game. So you got to watch out for that kind of thing. But I think I'm going to call that an episode here. We've got things going. We've got a really nice start. I like this area. There's rooms later on. There's room for setting up windmills later, walling this off, and having a nice little secure area. And we could expand out if we need to. Probably this way, because then we could wall that off. But yeah, I like this start. This is a good start. And I'll see you guys next time.